Hi, welcome to my virtual PE teacher. Our video today is on somatotypes, which is from the health and fitness unit of our specification. And we are going to look at mainly the AO1 knowledge sort of section to do with this today. Okay, so first of all, our somatotypes are the classification of body types, and we've got three key words as somatotypes. We've got ectomorph, endomorph, and mesomorph. So what we need to know is the characteristics of each of these three body types: the ectomorph, endomorph, and mesomorph. So to do that, we look at a couple of major things: the shape of the body, the shoulder to hip ratio, and the muscle and fat content that relates to that body shape. Okay, so let's look at each of these individually. So let's start with ectomorph. Okay, so the shape of an ectomorph, I always imagine or remember it as thin. So the T in ectomorph, it helps me to remember it as a thin body shape. So in terms of shape, it's tall and narrow, and the shoulders and the hips are both very narrow in sort of shape. Okay, which gives that tall, lean, thin body shape. The muscle and fat content is also very low. Low, lightweight body shape is what we're looking at. So it's a somatotype characterized by being tall and thin with narrow shoulders and hips. So that's our ectomorph. Let's move on and look at our mesomorph body shape or somatotype. Okay, so our mesomorph, the way I remember this, the M for meso indicates a large muscle content. So that's the first thing that we see is a large muscle content, usually quite a low fat content that we see within mesomorph athletes in sport. Now, with the shoulder to hip ratio, what we tend to see with these type of athletes is really wide, broad shoulders, high muscular shoulders around the deltoids and trapezius area, with a thin, narrow waist and hips, which ultimately leads to this wedge shape or triangular body shape, which we see with the wide shoulders at the top and the narrow waist and hips at the bottom. So that gives us our mesomorph. It's a somatotype characterized by muscular appearance with wide shoulders and narrow hips. And then finally, we have got our endomorph, which is our larger body type. Okay, often described as pear-shaped. And the key thing here is it has a really high fat content, often a high fat content around the middle, around the stomach area, and it's obviously creating that pear-shaped somatotype that we see in an endomorph. Now, the shoulders and hips tend to have wide hips, which creates that pear-shaped. Shoulders can be variable. Sometimes the shoulders are wide, as we might see, for example, in a rugby prop. Sometimes the shoulders may be narrower, which creates that more pear-shaped body sort of angle where we've got the wide hips and narrower shoulders. Okay, so our endomorph is our larger body type. It's a somatotype characterized by a pear-shaped body with fatness, with wide hips and often narrow shoulders. Can be wide shoulders though, depending on the circumstance and depending on the athlete. Okay, so that's our knowledge section on somatotypes. Thank you for watching today. Hope it helped. Check out the next video on somatotypes, which we will look at applying some of these concepts to specific sporting areas. So we'll look at applying ectomorphs to specific sports, mesomorphs to specific sports. If there's any questions, please use the Let's Chat function on our My Virtual PE Teacher website. Get in touch with us, and then finally, please feel free to download the resources that look at the exam questions that relate to this topic area to enhance your learning and your revision. Hope to see you in the next video.